finding the back of the net. It's really on the defensive side that you've had a couple issues. How do you plan to stop this Portmore United attack?
Well, we have made a few changes around the back, because that's a concern for us. We have conceded a lot of goals and we want to stop that. So we have made changes.
But I'm assuming that won't compromise your attacking threat either?
No, it won't. Attacking players are attacking players, defenders are defenders. They have to do their job.
Jason Wright has been scoring a lot of goals. He's been creating chances as well. Is he really, you think, your talisman and your danger man going into this game?
We don't rely on only just one player. It's a team effort. We have Nicholas Nelson, we have Jason Wright, we have a few other players who can score. So it's actually a team effort and not an individual player.
Yeah, lots happening here in the Lynk Cup. Portmore say rotation of players and more opportunity as they eye a top 6 in the league. And Molynes fielding a very strong lineup here. We go to a break. When we come back, we have walkout and kickoff. What a spectacle it is here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex in Arnett Gardens, Kingston, Jamaica. Portmore United versus Molynes United. 4-time winners of the All-Ireland Knockout competition, Portmore. The most of any team. And this is shaping up to be a blockbuster of a game. Molynes in good form. 3 victories in the league in their last 5. Both these teams playing 2 matches so far in the Lynk Cup from the round of 32. 2-0, a 2-0 and a 3-2 win against Limehall and Arnett Gardens respectively for Portmore. And Molynes a 2-0 win over Hopewell from Hanover and a 2-1 win against Waterhouse in their last game. Molynes. So yeah, both these teams in good form. Portmore United 4 wins out of 5 in the Premier League. And very confident. Potency up front. Molynes going with their strongest. We see Jason Wright there, the vice captain of this team. Nicholas Nelson and his brother Jeremy are part of it as well, all on the scoring sheet. Portmore, they say they're making some changes because the playoff position is so important for them. As we see everyone shape up, we will take a pause for the playing of Jamaica's national anthem. Jamaica's national anthem. Really beautiful piece of music. Molynes in their full yellow. There is Nicholas Nelson. Couldn't find the back of the net for so long in the Premier League, and suddenly a rich vein of form. And 6 goals in no time for Nicholas Nelson in the league. And scored as well in their last win against Waterhouse. His brother Jeremy, the captain for today, and these are the official former FIFA central referee Carl Tyrrell in charge of this one, Rolando Bennett, Andre Smith and Malika Reed, the assistants. Benjamin Williams wears the captain's armband for Portmore. And they go through the pleasantries. Ligier is still with me. Ligier, quite an interesting match here with these two teams. Both would be pretty confident and in some good form as well.
Both of these teams are in really good form, especially in front of goal. But Portmore, they have been clicking as of late.
Benjamin Williams, Gawain Austin, Rudolph Austin, Stephen Young, Akila Howard, Akeem Molynes, Lester Joseph comes into the starting lineup. Jaheen Rose, who scored in the Lynk Cup as well. Siobhan Walsh, who has been in excellent form, 4 in the league as well as in the Lynk Cup. Nicoy Gale and Roshane Thompson, some rotation. Philip Williams, the coach, and they will be playing with a 3-5-2.
Yeah, a lot of rotation for the Portmore United team. Different aspirations, looking for something else, but they'll still be putting a good foot forward in this Lynk Cup.
You look at the Molynes team there, they will be playing with a 4-3-3. Jason Wright, as you can see there in the starting line, of vice captain, 9 goals on the season for him. He's the leading goal scorer all season. Nicholas Nelson has 6, and Peter Harrison, their goalkeeper as well, and captain Jeremy Nelson, he will be playing in the attacking part of the midfield as they play with their 4-3-3. Alex Thomas, former national youth player as well, he is the head coach.
Molynes always looking to play a very attacking and free-flowing brand of football. They're looking to try and see if they can break down the 3 defenders that Portmore United have on offer. There is Jason Wright, former national youth player, very lethal striker, not only in his youth days but now, 9 goals to his name this season. And there's another striker catching form at the right time. Walsh, Siobhan Walsh, for Portmore, been in really good form as of late.
Scored twice in that 3-2 win against Arnett Gardens in the round of 16 for Portmore. And Siobhan Walsh, and as I said, 4 in the league so far. There's a nephew of Rudolph Austin, Gawain. He had an excellent game in the last match for Portmore in the league. Played really solidly in that defense line for them, that in their 2-1 win against Tivoli. Carl Tyrrell, senior teacher at Hillel Academy, bachelor's degree in physical education from GC Foster, spent 5 years on the FIFA referees panel as a central referee, very experienced. Been around a long time. Well, the weather nowhere near the 30 degrees Celsius we experienced earlier. Much cooler conditions. The breeze is still with us, and these teams are ready for battle.
Yeah, but we're hearing that the walkout was a bit rushed, so 2 minutes to go before kickoff. Both of these teams, as you mentioned, the weather has significantly cooled down, so they'll be looking to stay warm.
Yeah.
Before the kickoff at 7 p.m. sharp. There's a Portmore United captain, Benjamin Williams, almost an ever-present in that Portmore United goal. Speaking of ever-presence, there's Rudolph Austin, a man of significant experience, not only locally but internationally as well. Portmore United, a lot of changes. I'm very intrigued to see how Nicoy Gale, someone who has worked with Philip Williams at St. Andrew Technical, went to the Lynk Cup final with him, operating central midfield, young player, good player. So it will be very interesting to see how he stacks up in the midfield, especially going up against a player like Jeremy Nelson from Molynes United, a taller, more tough tackling, but still very technical midfielder. So it'll be very interesting to see how he will deal with those kind of threats coming from Molynes United.
We're almost set to go. Carl Terrell still waiting on the word, as they would say. And there we have kickoff. Portmore in their white, blue and red. Molynes United in their full yellow. Molynes a 2-0 win over Hopewell from Hanover. Goals from Rashawn Livingston and an own goal as well. And then a 2-1 win over Waterhouse in the round of 16. Goals from Nicholas Nelson. And then the winner in stoppage time by his brother Jeremy to clinch it over Waterhouse. Portmore, well, here's Molynes coming forward. Jason Wright into the area and cleared by Austin. Portmore with a 2-0 win over Limehall. Goals from Emilia Rousseau and Jaheen Rose. And then the 3-2 win over Arnett, a quite exciting one, as we see Philip Williams here. He's been doing wonders at Portmore United, and they have found good form at the right moments of the season. Easy for Williams.
And that's a big reason why he's an ever-present booming clearance. Gets Portmore up the field really quickly, but Rashane Thompson couldn't keep that one under his spell. And there's Alex Thomas.
Alex Thomas played at the under-17 and under-20 levels. Captain both of them for the youth teams. And yet growing in his job here, did coach the Arnett Gardens Premier League team for a while right here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Been a coaching staff of Woolmer's for Woolmer's boys in the Manning Cup for quite a few years. Now here at Molynes. Molynes currently sitting 9th position. You would have to say a mathematical chance maybe of making the playoffs, but realistically you would have to say no, even though their form has been reasonably good. 3 wins out of the last 5, 3 in a row in fact. 26 points, but you look at that and they're 9 points off the playoff spots. Anyhow, maybe something to get in this tournament as Brown surges forward.
Really good left foot, Brown. It's a shame that we didn't get to see him up against or on the same field as Rousseau. Probably 2 of the more talented left footers in the league from that position.
Look at the free Walsh there. Ooh, did that come off the hand of Harrison? And then the clearance is skewed. Peter Harrison. Wide position into the area. Wright always positions himself so well on the ball with his back to the defenders. Low center of gravity, but very strong and good touch. Just look at how he shifts his body weight there. Turns very well.
Extremely intelligent player, Jason Wright is.
Nicholas Nelson. Go in, Austin, with the overlap. Into the area, deep. And well, it actually comes to a Portmore player who fires that across the area looking for Walsh. And it's out for a throw. I wonder if Harrison should have actually collected that, the goalkeeper. Allowed it to go. And yeah, he nearly exposed himself. Just look at it here, was in there a long time. Well, maybe it was a little bit too far, but who was covering there from a Portmore perspective? From a Molynes perspective, sorry.
And that's always been the problem with Molynes, especially this season. Molynes United, 37 goals conceded, I believe.
Yeah.
Not good enough. So despite their really good attacking play, the goals that they've conceded have really held them back.
Yeah, and in the league they're in the negative because of that. 30 goals scored, which is very good, but 37 conceded. And as you said, just not good enough. Struggle to keep clean sheets as well. Do give chances. I did say I thought for a long time that Rashawn Plummer should have been one of their main centre backs day in, day out, but he's not even in the starting lineup. So whistle on the play. Foul committed by Shanada Green. And you look at the last two Molynes seasons, they have been excellent going forward. Nicholas Nelson had a brilliant season last year with 11 goals and so on, and they were in games a lot of the times with even in winning positions, but then gave it up and even sometimes lost games from winning positions, and that kind of seeped into this season as well. There have been major issues defensively for them as a club. So it's not just a few matches, it's consistent over the last two seasons. So as you rightfully said, that is something that maybe at the end of this season needs to really be looked at if they really want to challenge year in, year out for the playoff spots.
Because I think they do have an attack or an attacking system that dictates that they should be challenging for the playoff spots. But I think in the end, when you have, I don't even want to put it all on the defenders, because sometimes I think there's just so much space that it has to be more of a tactical issue. So I think that needs to get sorted out first, and then we'll look at more at personnel-based decisions. So Molynes do have work to do over the off-season, but this season is still alive for them, I think, because I think they're so explosive as an attacking team. They have the capability of going very far into this competition.
Yeah, well, they've already got to the quarterfinals. This is a two-legged tie. Not an easy team to deal with, though, Portmore. A team that have only conceded 13 goals all season in the Premiership from their 22 games. So stubborn at the back they are, Portmore. That's
a joint fewest in the league.
And this man leading the way, even though he doesn't have the captain's armband, leading by experience, Rudolph Austin. He's played all over the world, all over Europe. Rudolph Austin, 37 years of age now. Has played in Norway, has played in Denmark, has played in England. Over 100 games for Leeds. Granted, they were in the championship at the time, but these are real professional setups. Played in the Europa League as well because of his time.
And you can see his quality on the ball as well, especially when he gets time to do so.
Correct. Stephen Young commits that foul. And Young, one of the players that a young player that he is grooming as well is Austin. Spoke to him about Young, and he said, you know, Young is getting stronger and stronger every game. Last season had a lot of mistakes the last season and a half, but he's ironed them out quite a bit. And on the right hand side of the defense is where I think he's best, Young, and he's added goal scoring to his repertoire as well.
Scored a lovely goal a couple weeks ago in the Premier League.
Not the best technique in terms of a control from Jaheen Rose. Rudolph Austin is there to clean up the mess. When you make the rotation, you don't really worry about them defensively because they're still so well organized, Portmore. But well, play continues here. Javon Brown. But because attacking-wise, for a lot of the season, they struggled to score, you wonder with Lamar Walker being out and Alex Marshall, if that will really affect their potency.
I think at the very least it will affect their creativity, because Walsh has been scoring as of late, so I'm sure if a chance were to fall to him, he'd feel confident. But that man in your picture there, those two players especially, Rousseau and Alex
Rousseau
Marshall,
out as well on the left-hand side of their attack.
Those are two players that create a lot.
Their captain Siegel Knight also on the bench.
The engine from midfield. That's why I was wondering how Nicoy Gale would get along in the center of the park. Haven't seen too much of him as of yet, but he's more of the destroyer type. So we'll see how he gets along against a more robust midfield.
Into the air and over the top. He's a good young player, isn't he, Nicoy Gale? He was one of the best defensive midfielders, if not the best, this season in the Manning Cup. And under the tutelage of Philip Williams, he will feel very comfortable, Nicoy Gale, as he grows. And with the likes of Rudolph Austin, who even though he's playing centre-back now, has played in that defensive midfield role, you think to yourself that, you know, he has all the experience he needs, or he has that stable head to guide him.
And I think it's good also that he's playing in a midfield 2 as opposed to playing at the base of a midfield 3. So he'll have a little bit less responsibility and more people around him to maybe help and cover up for any mistakes he were to make.
Well, Molynes trying to force a mistake here from Portmore as they look to come forward, and again it's easily cut down by this Portmore team. Good turn right. Oh, that's a nice pass to Nicholas Nelson at the angle. Covered well, comes back to right. And let me tell you, even when Wright loses the ball and defenders have it in close proximity, Wright is very good at getting those little annoying legs in the middle of things to just nip it away. And about 2 goals so far this season have been like that kind of situation there. Wright is very good in those scenarios of regaining possession.
Just a very intelligent footballer, knows his strengths and uses them to really the best that someone possibly could.
Livingston doing the tracking on that occasion, and that's something that at times Molynes have been guilty of, not tracking players well enough defensively, so that and that creates an opportunity for the centre-backs to be exposed or to be pulled out of position, which is how they have conceded quite a bit this season.
Dumbo Holding still sticking around. Not the best result for them in the first game of this doubleheader.
Into the area, good delivery. This time well defended. Frankson putting his body on the line, and we will see the first corner for Portmore. Even this kind of scenario now with the rotation of the players, of course Lester Joseph will go over to take this one, the St. Lucian. But you would normally see like Emilio Rousseau, who is so good from the dead ball with his left foot, providing from these kind of areas, and he's not here today. This isn't a bad one though. There's Austin, and that's on target. Pretty agile attempt there.
For a second I thought he was going to bicycle him.
In the right area again. That touch wasn't good enough though by Jahid Rose.
Molynes players are upset that they didn't get a call because they felt like their goalkeeper was impeded when clearing the ball. Peter Harrison.
Yeah. Jeremy Nelson as well, wearing the captain's armband today. Another telling ball into the area. That's a handball though from Siobhan Walsh. Doesn't have a lot of help in there, but does well in those solo forward positions because of his strength and positioning, and somehow always finds a way to just get that little ounce of space which really makes it count as a striker. Very narrow defensively Portmore, and they snuff it out again. And that ball is probably a bit too long.
I'm seeing a bit of a formation switch. Something that Molynes have done this season, especially lately, is more of a 4-4-2 with Nicholas Nelson playing very narrow. You'll see him there now making a move on the last man.
Yeah. Here is right, wide. That ball, well, I thought it needed to be a bit better, but it still has found Nelson, but he's not going to get past Rudolph Austin so easily. He will probably have to use speed to get past Austin, but you think that once they're in a static position that Austin is always going to be the favorite. And his trademark pass, Austin. Looking for Molynes. Possession in the Portmore favour. Still no real opportunities.
Up. Well done, hey! Never.
15 and a half minutes gone in this second quarter-final. Tivoli already defeated Dumbleholding by 2-0 in the earlier game to take that lead into next week's second leg as Livingston looks to drive forward, and again it's Rudolph Austin who reads the game so well. At 84 caps for the national team did Rudolph Austin, quite a few as captain as well. And let me tell you, Leger, he had 7 goals to go with that. You know how good he is from those long-range shots as well.
I'll never forget seeing him score a long-range free kick. Yes, it took a deflection in the National Stadium against the USA, I believe.
Yes.
Luton Shelton also scored a free kick in that game as well. Won that one 2-1, I believe. So yeah, he is very potent. Doesn't take too many of them for Portmore.
Well, hasn't scored one that I can remember in a long time for Portmore as well, but still takes the occasional one, but doesn't have the same kind of venom or quality. Not sure how much he practices it anymore.
Especially with dead ball specialists like Rousseau, that's usually in the team. Alex Marshall can strike a good one. Lamar Walker, we've seen, can score them as well.
Even the captain, even though we haven't seen it in the Premiership, you remember from schoolboy days at Clarendon College how he had some bombs from some 35, 40 yards out.
He did score from outside the box in their last game, Seagull Knight.
Yes.
A 2-0 win against Tivoli.
I almost did forget that one. It's actually his only goal this season.
So you are right, he has not been scoring them for quite some time.
No, he hasn't. Yeah, but in schoolboy football, every now and then you would pop up. You'd have a 2 or 3 a season.
Portmore always bring a lot of fans with them, loyal fan base, and why not? They're a very successful team, winning breed support.
Yeah, home team knocked out by this Portmore unit who are driving forward, and we'll earn another corner. Walsh causing problems on the right hand side of the box. Well defended, Frankson. Yeah, that 3-2 win with Walsh scoring twice and Alex Marshall the other, knocking out the home team on it Gardens.
Some lovely goals were scored in that game as well.
Portmore 4 times winners of this All-Ireland knockout competition, as well as Harbourview. High ball into the area, looking for Austin, who gets his head onto it, but there's a foul in the box. Free kick Molynes.
Purcell, Jamar Purcell here. His home ground of Arnett Gardens.
Taking in the proceedings. Good to see the players generally supporting as well their friends, teammates, past teams, or just the football general, just a competition.
Arnett Gardens out of this competition, but are certainly in the running for the league prize.
Marco.
Looking to create a real opportunity here, Molynes, as they drive forward into the area, but Stephen Williams is strong on the ball. Stephen Young, sorry, strong on the ball. And it's out for a goal kick. 20 minutes have gone. And the tempo has slowed a little in this game as both teams try to find their way. This competition, first year being sponsored by Lynk, Jamaica's fastest growing digital wallet. Certainly offers you a fast, safe and easy cashless way to pay. And it's growing a lot in Jamaica.
Certainly going to grow more with your endorsement, Chris.
Yeah. Already thousands of users though, but it's great to see the private sector supporting the football as well and helping to grow the sport, pumping money in it. The first place club will get $1.6 million. Second place 1.4, third over $1 million as well, 1,050,000. So a lot of money being spent on football in the island. Portmore looking to get into the major prizes by getting on the score sheet, but Walsh is wide with it. But yeah, that's excellent to see. Even the fourth place team, what, some $800,000 incentive for the players, scorers. We've already seen 2 players in the first quarter-final receive $5,000 each for a goal.
It would be a shame if no one in this game takes advantage of that.
Well, exactly. Well, Walsh did so twice against Arnett Gardens, didn't he? Siobhan Walsh. But yeah, good to see, and trying to encourage the fans to come out and support as well. As we said, even the fans can get amongst the money once they pay to come into the venue. $25,000 for a fan in each game through the app. So wonderful to see. Again, once they get close to the 18-yard area, Molynes, Portmore not allowing space, and Gawain Oskin very good at closing down early. He's an aggressive style defender. Finesse is not a word you would use to to characterize Gawain Austin by any means, but efficient, strong, and alert.
Runs in the family. First opportunity now for Javon Brown to whip something in. Yaps against it.
It's probably off the hand of Nicholas Nelson. He says it was a chest, but irrelevant. Carl Terrell has blown his whistle. Again, the link-up play, Jason Wright and Nicholas Nelson. Something which has gotten stronger each game. I remember one of the many man of the match performances that Jason Wright had. He did say that, you know, he was eager for Nicholas Nelson to get on the score sheet. So in fact, in that game, he actually ended up assisting him for his first goal. And since then, he knew what he was saying. As you said, Wright, very intelligent, realizes that to have a strong, confident Nicholas Nelson beside him is better for the team, better for him as well in terms of goal scoring. And so said, so done. He's now on 6, Nicholas Nelson. Play broken up into the area now with Walsh. Walsh all by himself and he's crowded out. Captain back to help on this occasion, Jeremy Nelson. Nicholas Nelson, remember, after his excellent season last year where he scored 11 goals and had 3 assists, I think it was, he went on to Guatemala to play in the league, and just 2 goals in 21 appearances, and that really hurt his confidence when he came back. It took him, what, 7 or 8 games before he finally got a goal. Here he is into the area. Looking to turn Rodolphe Austin, picks out his partner in right, who strikes, and it's over the top. Tackle coming in, doesn't win the foul. But again, Molynes just illustrating the danger that can occur when Wright and Nelson team up. Jason Wright thinks there should be a yellow card. It's not the first time Stephen Young has done that. In fact, it was he who had that strong challenge on Wright a minute ago. And yeah, very close to probably being booked. Stephen Young needs to be careful. Here goes Wright. Good change of pace into the area. Safely through to Benjamin Williams. Tactically, at this level, Leger, you know, Philip Williams, for example, his mindset is he starts from the back and coaches there, hence Stats and Portmore, who have been very organized defensively generally, and then he looks to go forward. Some coaches believe in finding the attackers first, scoring goals. Here, you can score against me, but I can score more. From your perspective at this level, at the Premier League level, what do you think is the right way? Get back to that. Here goes Nicholas Nelson. Moves past Austin, and the ball into the area is held on the second attempt by Benjamin Williams. Do you think there's any right or wrong way, or it just comes down to the personality of the coach?
I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do anything in life, much less in football. But with that being said, I don't think there's no coincidence to the fact that every time any top manager goes into any new situation, the first thing that they look to adjust is a defensive sense. They look to build from the back. But yes, once you develop the team on a certain level, they'll then be looking to then start playing some more attacking football. I think Philip Williams is more of a, as you mentioned, a defensive-minded coach. He will look to solidify his defense first, which he has done with his Portmore team, seeing that they have the strongest defense in the league so far this season, joint of course with Humber Lion, I believe. So at that point he then was looking to go for difference makers, as was the case with his Stats teams. So say for instance this season, yes, they had a strong defense, they had a good base, but then they had someone like Shakon Satchwell who was a difference maker for that team. Portmore at the beginning of the season were lacking that difference maker, and then now when you add in now the attacking thrust of a Alex Marshall, of a Lamar Walker, who are very good creative and goal scoring players to boot. So he'll then have to, because of course as a coach at defense you have to coach and attack as well. It takes a bit of the coaching and attack out of his hands, and he can just rely on the individual brilliance of those players, which isn't sustainable for continuous success, and he'll have to fix that, as he has done with his Stats teams, changing from the 3 at the back systems or the narrow diamond systems into more of an expansive 4-3-3.
So you think as he gets more experience, then he has got more expressive in terms of attacking? Exactly. Because I remember when he just started at Stats at St Andrew Technical, just to be clear, in 2017, not much was happening up front in terms of his attack. He was very limited in terms of his attack, but defensively he was so resolute. Exactly. And even at Portmore initially when he started, there was not much going forward, but as you can see now, he's getting a lot more expressive, new exciting talent up front. Is that, you just think, experience now with him at that level, or it's just that more is available to him and he always had that?
I think it's more, a little bit of both. But I think that even in this Portmore team now, even though they are scoring goals and they're playing more attacking football, I don't think there's been a fundamental change into what he's trying to do. He's still trying to be solid at the back first. But because he has really good attacking talent, they're the ones really pushing that attack forward.
Well, they come forward once again into their strong play. Yeah, that ball into the box is just not the best. And it's cleared. Comes back to Austin. Walsh, no whistle yet, but yeah, he was offside. You look at this Molynes team though, and under Alex Thomas, etc., and even before that with Garnet Lawrence, you got the impression that they were never really. When you look at the defense line, you thought to yourself, you sometimes wondered about the tactical or the organization of it and so on in terms of leadership there. But going forward, they were very expressive, not only with Nicholas Nelson, but other players that had been brought in, how they play wide, how they interconnect. And sometimes you wonder then if that's more of a coaching style where maybe a coach is just better at coaching the attack, or his means is, boy, you will score against me, but I will score more eventually. Two different mindsets. Some coaches, as you said, defend by attacking, and some rather to sit back and then take chances on the counter.
So as you mentioned even earlier, when it comes on to Molynes, and you were questioning whether or not they can improve their defensive personnel as time goes on, especially next season. And I mentioned that it might be a tactical issue. Say, for instance, we see that there's always a certain number of gaps in that Molynes backline, and there always free space at the back post. That's not a personnel issue. Yes, defenders can, pick up for themselves and do what they're doing. I'll finish that thought very soon.
Here's this expressive play by Nicholas Nelson, trying to sell play to Gawain Austin, who stands firm and puts in the challenge.
Yeah, they get the corner, but as I was saying, just by the fact that there's always someone free at the back post when Molynes is defending, that's a fundamental tactical issue. That's an issue that we saw internationally for Manchester United, for example.
Yeah, and Javon Brown was one of those players initially playing in that left-back role, and part of the problem with him was that when he went forward, and he's very good on the attacking side of things, he just couldn't recover. So the wing-backs, they didn't just have wing-backs who were willing to go up and recover at the same time as he puts it into the near post. And, well, it was a flick-on header by Nicholas Nelson, and it goes beyond the far post and out for a goal kick. But yeah, that's been an issue. But anyhow, just interesting to hear your thoughts on that. And as you said, coaches are personalities in themselves as well, and based on what they bring, teams will play differently, and the picture of the game will be different and contrasting. Anyhow, not much to compare with these two teams so far in the first 33 minutes. And are we going to see our first yellow card of the game? Yes. Jaheen Rose, former Clarendon College schoolboy. Yeah.
He's looked a little bit off the pace for me so far in this first half. Second to a lot of challenges.
Well, he's the first in the book. He's tried to let the game flow, Carl Tyrrell. Still want to see more quality, especially in the final third from both these teams. It will be a throw to Portmore.
So the first caution going to Portmore United number 20, Jay Wu, got the kick in the 33rd minute.
Into the area, Livingston plays it wide. And Winter. With the clearance.
Jeremy Nelson certainly not venturing too far forward so far this evening. Staying very deep at the base of the midfield, anchoring, sniffing out any potential Portmore. Gale to Austin.
Lots of mini battles going on. This time it's back to Austin. As I said, not a lot of creativity up front for Portmore with the changes that have been made.
Not a lot of creativity down the flanks either, without the lack of Rousseau, especially down the left.
Turn again. Wanka. Him. Team come there. Deal with him special. Put him early. Well done, special one. You judge.
You can't just look on the match card in the shooting card that we have.
I think Portmore are nullifying a lot of what Molynes aim to do well.
Alex Thomas looking a little bit frustrated at the moment.
I wouldn't be surprised if Molynes up to change system a bit in the second half. Look to get more players in and around their two strikers, maybe moving Nelson back to a flank. Try to operate again with two attacking midfielders.
Dennis. That's not going to make it. Or find a target. Kept in by Williams and Howard. Strike from outside the area and it's wayward. Another yellow card comes out from Carl Tyrrell. 38 minutes gone. No really good chances in this one so far.
Two teams really nullifying what each team likes to do well. Portmore not getting the opportunity to play quick transitions. Molynes not getting the chance to interplay with quick passes in and around the top of the box.
Molynes have scored 4 goals so far in the 2 rounds of the Lynk Cup. Portmore, they have scored 5, so they have been amongst the goals, but 2 evenly matched teams, unable to break each other down so far.
McCoy Gale with a yellow card. I said he was a tough tackling midfielder. He certainly left his mark in this first half in that sense.
Yeah, you'll have to be careful of that now, Gale, especially playing in that defensive midfield unit. Nice play there to Jaheen Rose. Rose outside the area. Good looking pass as well. And Thompson, was it? Just not the best touch there, Shane Thompson. And the chance lost. That's going to be a foul too, yes. That's going to be a free kick. And Jaheen Rose needs to be careful because he's already on a yellow card.
Well, both of Portmore central midfielders,
Yeah.
Rose and Gale, on yellows.
Was it Molynes? Oh, it was actually Molynes first with the challenge, and then Jaheen Rose coming in again. It was on green.
Shamara Dennis needing some patching up.
Have met once in the Premier League this season, Portmore and Molynes. It ended 1-1. That man, Shanario Dennis, giving Molynes the lead after 22 minutes. But after 56 minutes, Emilia Rousseau had the answer. It ended 1-1. And they're still yet to meet for the second time in the Premier League. They will meet on the 7th of May, which will actually be the last round of matches in the preliminary round. And as you can see, not much to differentiate between the two. On the field, but on the table in the Premier League, quite a bit.
Seems as if Andrews is going to take a whack here.
Taraj Andrews, outside, on target, well held. Taraj Andrews, acquired from Real Mona. He was actually seen there by the general manager of the Portmore, of the Molynes unit, and brought across here with a powerful strike, but from some way out, and Williams saw it all the way. Former KC man, Taraj Andrews, here he is. Quite tall, strong. Not sure who Nelson saw, but it certainly wasn't a player in a yellow shirt. And that's out for a throw. There's Taraj Andrews. Jason Wright wins another foul. Wins another free kick. This time Rudolph Austin guilty. Pass forward. Walsh inside the box now. Siobhan Walsh to the near post, well saved.
Took the selfish option there, Walsh. Had support in the middle. Decided to go alone.
Calling his teammates there, and was it Thompson who was on the far post, but I don't think there was any way for him to get to Thompson, so he decided to take on the shot instead, but to the near post, and Peter Harrison was up to it. Into the area, looking for Rudolph Austin, well defended. Jeremy Nelson. Drilled into the 18-yard box again, and again Molynes are organised. Goes Rudolph Austin shoulder to shoulder, but he loses a battle this time. Doesn't happen often. He initiated the contact and couldn't manage the hit. Closing in to the end of the first half. 2 minutes worth of stoppages. Not sure how much Philip Williams will be happy with his attacking play, but defensively he will be pretty happy. But maybe it's a bit of what he expected as well. And it's also an opportunity to see what some of his fringe players who wouldn't normally start can offer him when things get critical, as they will in the season. He spoke about the need to maintain a playoff spot. He sits in 6th, and he's just 1 point ahead of Waterhouse, who are in 7th, and just 3 points ahead of Double Holding. Oh, goalkeeper came and he missed. Corner, Portmore.
Hasn't necessarily had the best first half, Peter Harrison. Couple of indecisive moments.
Joseph Lester again to deliver. Into the box. Stephen Young, as he does so often, wins the header, but not on target. I'm not amazed anymore, but Stephen Young, he is so consistent in terms of winning balls in the 18-yard area from attacking positions. His timing, his reading of where the ball will be, the trajectory, top notch. What he just needs to work on is directing his finishes on target more. Oh yes, nice skill there. Gale finds Thompson wide. His first touch isn't the best. Now Howard. Howard into the box. Too deep. And Molynes can clear with Winter. Another bad pass into Rasheen Thompson, who has a first step into the area, and this is cleared well by Sergini Frankson. That was a dangerous ball into the area. Smart from Jaheen Rose through the legs of Livingston, and with the outside of the right boot from Thompson, he almost found a lurking Walsh. Good defending on this occasion, Molynes. Into the box from Leicester. Comes out to Rudolph Austin. And that's the end of the first half. Carl Terrell has seen enough. It's been entertaining, but it's been scoreless between Portmore United, the 4-time champions of the All-Ireland Knockout, and Molynes United, who are coming into this game with good form and looking to make a big statement in the Lynk Cup for the first time. After 45 minutes here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, Portmore United 0, Molynes United 0.
0-0 between Portmore United and Molynes United. 0-0 the scoreline here. First leg quarter-final Lynk Cup action here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. There wasn't too much action between both teams, but Molynes, they showed some attacking endeavor. And it was Nicholas Nelson here stinging the palms of Benjamin Williams. He dealt with that one well in the end. Portmore continuing to push forward, and here was Rudolph Austin with an almost acrobatic effort, not troubling Peter Harris. Nicholas Nelson continuing to be a nuisance. Benjamin Williams staying firm, and it was Nicholas Nelson yet again really the danger man for Molynes. And it's a free kick fired in by Andrews, and here was probably one of the better chances of the half. Walsh, I'm not sure if he picked the right option there, and that's all she wrote for the first 45 minutes. As I said, not too much action, but there were 14 shots between both teams. 2 on target for Portmore United, 3 on target for Molynes. 8 fouls for Portmore, 2 yellow cards to show for it. 4 fouls by Molynes United, no yellow cards for them, no red cards, 1 offside. 5 corners for Portmore, 3 for Molynes. 5 saves have had been made in the game so far. 52% possession for Portmore, just edging it. Molynes United 48%, but after 45 minutes it's 0-0. But there was a quarter-final first leg right before this one, as we saw Tivoli taking on Dumbo Holding. Let's see the action from that one as we go to a break.
Full match highlights. Carvel Banton, the man with the whistle. Dumbo Holding with a chance. Peter McGregor had quite a few opportunities, especially in the first half, and just couldn't hit the target. That strike was wide initially, and then Stephen Barnett with a header wide of the upright as well. Tivoli didn't have much in the first half in terms of going forward. Not many opportunities. Barnett again on the left-hand side into McGregor. This time the strike was on target and did cross the line, but the officials didn't see. And so play continued. Tivoli, a lucky escape. And what an escape it would be. Peter McGregor with another opportunity, this time too central with the strike. And it was well saved. This one he should have buried. Watkins made himself big though. Put off the striker. And McGregor wide. And then this moment, it was a beauty after 40 minutes from Tommy Lawrence. Cushioned header by Nicalia Fuller, that was intelligent. And the first touch here, brilliant. And then the strike, unstoppable by Tommy Lawrence. His second of the season in all competitions. And Tivoli, against the run of play, were 1-0 ahead. Carry that into the second half. Tivoli continuing to come forward. And Alton Lewis into the area. Lewis with a strike, block. Lewis again with a strike, saved by Carlos Robinson. And then cleared by Dumbo Holding. Chevoy Watkin on the end of it. The orange and black on Tivoli continue to come forward there. Lots of mix-up inside the area. There was Lewis, who is good from the dead ball. Into the area. Tommy Lawrence again, eyeing up a second, but this time the volley was wide. And then this defensive mistake by Chevoy Watkin, who is usually so solid. It fell to the teenager, but it was a very senior finish by the number 11. Composed, opened up his body so well to give himself options, and oh, he sold it. And Robinson went the wrong way into the near corner. Fuller, back-to-back goals. And 2-0 for Tivoli Gardens. That was Brian Burkett, who came on as a substitute, placing the ball into the area. McGregor didn't read it in time. And then, yeah, a dull moment for Tivoli, where they were reduced to 10 players. Barrington Price sent off for his second yellow card. A foul on Peter McGregor. But Tivoli already had an unsaleable lead. McGregor with a header there off the crossbar. Watkins beaten on that occasion, but the frame saving him. And Tivoli Gardens, a good day's work. Welcome back to the Lynk Cup. We're in quarter-final action here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex in Arnett Gardens. And 45 minutes have been completed. It's a 0-0 scoreline between Portmore United, the 4-time All-Ireland champions, and Molynes United. Not been a bad game, has been entertaining at times, but I guess from a neutral's perspective, not enough 18-yard action. Lige Williams is still with me as both teams prepare for this second half, and you'd think that both coaches would be pretty happy. It's a bit of a ding-dong battle, but they would want to see their attacking side of things express themselves a bit more.
I think so, especially from the Molynes United perspective. They're an attacking team. They hang their hat on good and quick attacking play, and they haven't really shown too much of that in the first half. But I think when it comes down to Portmore, they'll be happy with the fact that they've kept a clean sheet so far. They've looked pretty solid defensively. They've nullified a lot of what Molynes United are trying to do. So I think Portmore United, they'll be the happier of the two teams. Molynes know that they'll have to score goals, and probably a good amount of them if they're going to win this tie. So it's going to be an interesting battle in the second half.
I think so as well. Portmore by nature and by results, much better defensive team. Narrow, organized, disciplined, experienced with Rudolph Austin behind there. So they will be counting on fact. And when you look at the bench, a lot of strength to come off the bench for Portmore because they rotated their starting lineup. So
I'll be intrigued to see how many of those players come off of the bench. How serious Philip Williams is about resting them for the Premier League run-in. They have a big game this weekend against Cavalier. So I'll be looking out for that as well, to see if the likes of Alex Marshall or Emilio Rousseau will get some game time this evening.
Rousseau and Marshall there. There's Siegel Knight as well, the general team captain. He's on the bench as well. They have young Jaheim Fraser from Jamaica College, who can have some width. They do have the experienced Alvinus Miles, the St. Lucian, who can play that overlapping wing-back role if they want to get more expression in terms of balls into the area. Philip Williams, Kevin Dare and company. Molynes bench, as we said, Molynes starting a much stronger team generally. Their main goal scorers are on the park. Alex Thomas and Michael Blygen there. Lots of experience, especially at the youth level. Alex Thomas did captain the Jamaica under-17 Reggae Boys team to the 1999 World Cup, which was in New Zealand. He was also a big part of the Jamaica under-20 team that qualified for the under-20 Youth World Cup in Argentina in 2001 as well. Alex Thomas, so yeah, did have one cap for the senior team. They all count. We're off in the second half. Molynes coming forward. As you thought, Leger, Livingston on the left-hand side, and Rudolph Austin as usual, well timed.
Molynes immediately trying to start quick.
Molynes with the early corner into the area. Did find a yellow shirt, but it was closed down quickly. And a chance to break for Portmore with Roshane Thompson. Not bad from Thompson, good looking ball. And out early was Peter Harrison, read it well and gathered.
I think another player apart from Walsh would have maybe even troubled Harrison a bit more.
A quicker player, you mean?
A quicker player. A better player for the scenario, I should say.
Nice first touch by Livingston. Lights this left-hand side. Usually cuts in onto the right. Appeals for handball. Nothing from referee Tyrrell. Another ball into the area. Not dealt with. The best on target with a strike from Jeremy Nelson. And it looked like he hurt himself there, Benjamin Williams. He hurt the wrist. Did take it cleanly. Not sure what he did there.
I'm just going to assume that maybe there's a pre-existing injury, because he didn't seem to take any awkward touches.
Yeah.
He's a player that has struggled with injuries throughout the season.
Yeah, he was out of the starting lineup for some time, wasn't he? Benjamin Williams. We even saw Davey Payton, the Heidel standout, the youngster, the 17-year-old, between the sticks for a while for Philip Williams. Didn't do badly either, did the youngster.
I mean, it's very difficult to do badly behind that Portmore defense. They don't concede too many chances.
Yeah. Heidel, a high school though that has produced good keepers at the local level.
Portmore getting some substitutes ready.
Well, Rousseau is up off the bench, so is Siegel Knight, the captain. Yeah, Alvinus Myers as well. Expressive hairstyle there as well. The braids are out. The cane rose. Here's Walsh.
Settling for a corner.
Turn him, man.
Ooh. Opportunity and finished. Or is it? There is a whistle on the play. Offside. Looking to clear quickly was Peter Harrison. Carl Terrell blew immediately. The flag was up from the assistant. Lots of players quarreling. Offside. It was pretty close there, wasn't it?
I think the Portmore United players are arguing that there was someone on the line.
Let's see. There was player. There is Javon Brown. Ooh. Well, there was a play on the line. Where was Peter Harrison, though? It's touch and go as to where Peter Harrison was in comparison to... Who was it that put... It wasn't Walsh who put it into the back of the net. Was it Molynes who got the final touch? Of course, if the defender was on the line, it's second to last defender. The keeper counts as a last defender as well. So Harrison was off his line. Javon Brown was deeper than him. But where did Harrison compare to the attacker? That's the question. As far as the assistant was concerned, the attacker was deeper than Harrison. So offside. It was close.
More controversy.
Yeah. That was tight. Can't say that was the best angle either. Anyhow, play continues. This is a replay again. It was Jaheen Rose who actually put it in. Where's Peter Harrison here? I think he might have been offside. When the ball initially came to Rose, it seemed like Harrison was very close to his 6-yard line. As I said, difficult angle to see from. You would need a side-on angle. And those kind of scenarios, I would go with the officials.
It might have been, or it was actually a really good decision by the assistant.
Just look here. Yeah, you don't know that. There's no way you can tell there. It actually looks like Rose is deeper based on his left foot than Harrison. So offside in that case, although this still is not the best angle. But it seems there as if he was definitely offside, and it was an accurate call.
Yeah, people tend to berate referees,
yeah,
but when they do well, you have to praise them as well, and that was a really good decision in the end.
Yeah, Andre Smith there, the second assistant. Well done. We stay at 0-0. Still discussions happening there. Lester Joseph having a talk with Carl Tyrrell, and now Alex Thomas and his captain, Jeremy Nelson. Nicholas Nelson. Probably discussing that tight moment there. Frankson is back up. Looks as if he'll be okay. The substitutes are getting ready. We spoke about them, and the senior players are up. Alvinus Miles, Emilio Rousseau, Knight. Not seeing Alex Marshall though. Frankson. Portmore chance to break. Walsh. Wide to Molynes. Molynes cuts inside. Oh, this time it's broken up again. Still haven't seen a lot of fluency by either side. Into the area. Molynes' first touch, not the best, so cleared by Molynes. Ooh. Austin does well, but now it comes to Nelson. That was a good idea from Nicholas Nelson, who gets there, and then it's foul. Is he? Penalty, yes. Nicholas Nelson got there just before Benjamin Williams. He did look a little slouchish off his line, and he was late with the challenge. Here's Nelson. It was a nice pass initially. Stephen Young with a block. Nelson with a touch initially, and tumbles over Williams and Austin. And Carl Tyrrell points to the spot. What a chance for Molynes.
And that's exactly what they needed. They needed some kind of miracle, and the miracle came by some clumsy play by Benjamin Williams. As you mentioned, he was really slouchy coming off of his line. Didn't look like he was attacking the ball with any intent whatsoever. And once he got there, he really got no ball and all man. He even took out his own teammate in Gawain Austin as well. So it was a poor attempt at claiming, and now he's giving Molynes a golden opportunity to go in front.
Well, Nicholas's brother, Jeremy, to take the penalty. Fans behind the goal as well. Jeremy from the spot. Nelson against Williams, and it's clinical from Jeremy Nelson into the far corner. Great pace behind it, unstoppable. Advantage Molynes.
He doesn't usually miss those, and as he go and hugs up his fans, he celebrates Molynes going in front, and as I said, he doesn't usually miss those. He hit that one with a lot of power and pace into the corner. Extremely difficult for goalkeepers to save. And despite Benjamin Williams' best attempts to atone for his error, he couldn't, as Jeremy Nelson slots in. And it's Molynes United 1, Portmore 0.
That's a top quality penalty from Jeremy Nelson. Top quality into the far triangle with pace. Williams going the right way and had no chance. And yeah, celebrating with the family as well.
What's the saying, Chris? You don't save those.
Don't save those. Yeah. Molynes 1 up. Looking for the reply. Molynes over the top.
And all of a sudden, the impenetrable Portmore United defense has been breached. Let's see if they're going to come out and play now.
Jeremy scored the winner against Waterhouse in the round of 16. And now from the spot again today, 2-2. 5 on the season, on the entire season. 3 in the Premiership. And yeah, Molynes with the advantage. To remember, all quarterfinals and semifinals, two-legged. Second legs to come next week. What an important lead.
Something to defend.
Corner for Portmore. Deep into the area. Rudolph Austin was all over Frankson. Whistle not blown. Now a chance for Walsh, who strikes it on target to Young. And there is the equalizer. From the corner initially. Molynes unable to clear, and it fell to their centre-back Stephen Young, who said off air that he wants to add more goals to his resume, Stephen Young, and he is doing that. Can't seem to hit many headers on target, but his shot seemed to be very accurate, and there was another good strength, and with the left foot, it's clinical.
When it rains, it pours, and Molynes, they just can't seem to keep out anybody. Stephen Young, not his first good left-footed finish of the season, but this one has come in the Lynk Cup, and it's open Portmore United's account in this game. And all of a sudden, what was looking like a drab 0-0, it's 1-1. Less than 15 minutes into the second half. Portmore United 1, Molynes United 1.
Yeah, Portmore hungry for more. Thompson coming forward. And play broken up there by Frankson. Game coming alive. One in each competition for Stephen Young. Now Jason Wright getting involved. Coming forward. We haven't seen much of him in the second half. To Livingston. Was looking to find Wright again, but it was blocked. Now towards the back post. Comes out to Jeremy Nelson. The strike is weak. Brown on target outside of the left foot. Not an easy technique. Does have a good left foot though, Javon Brown.
Molynes Demons coming to bite them yet again. Just unable to keep teams out.
Yeah. Just a second goal they have conceded in the Lynk Cup though. One against Waterhouse. They did keep a clean sheet against Hopewell. But now today, yeah, against the better opposition, they struggle. Molynes.
Portmore United again making good use of set pieces. Molynes United unable to clear. Portmore paying the dividends.
Oh, there's another challenge. Standing firm. Long pass over the top, looking for Livingston. It's pretty good. Good defending though by Howard. Stephen Young.
Going to see some of the changes now as we see the Portmore United goal scorer, Stephen Young.
Yeah, 3 changes. Emilia Rousseau, Alvinus Myers, Siegel Knight. So Howard just saw his last moment. Siegel Knight on for Nicoy Gale. Like for like, all round. There is Nicoy Gale making his way off. Alvinus Myers will be coming on for Jaheen Rose. So Knight will go into the middle as usual. I'm thinking, does Alvinus Myers go in the middle of the pack? He's a versatile player, you know, Alvinus Myers. Does he go in for Jaheen Rose in the middle of the park? Probably he does.
Looks as if he is going to occupy that attacking midfield role, Alvinus Myers.
Not sure about attacking midfield, but anyhow.
he's sticking pretty close to Jeremy Nelson, at the very least, who's playing defensive midfield for Molynes, so
Yeah.
just my assumption.
Rousseau into his regular left-sided play. Pass looking for Walsh. And it's cut out. Ball went out of play. Throw in Portmore. Nice turn by Walsh. Walsh with a strike. Always going over. Lots of power, not enough accuracy from Siobhan Walsh. It did take a deflection though, so it's a corner to Portmore.
And now we're going to see a familiar left foot taking that corner.
Rousseau, good into the area. Rushan Thompson was trying to get to it. Then it comes out to Myers, to Walsh, and Walsh was just trying to turn Javon Brown, who remains strong, and it will be a goal kick. Dangerous move there though.
Immediately we see the quality from Emilio Rousseau and his set pieces. Portmore again creating some havoc, but Walsh couldn't guide that one on target.
Walsh, now 27 years of age, has been away for majority of his career. He played with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds so many years ago in the US, then in Vietnam and Indonesia. Siobhan Walsh, here's a breakthrough, a chance again. This time Benjamin Williams stays on his feet, but he's out of position. Nicholas Nelson, and went for glory. Not sure that was the right option. Should have probably have looked for a teammate inside the area like Jason Wright. Williams learning from his mistakes though, could easily have gone down there and probably given away another penalty. Standing tall. And yeah, forcing the mistake. Well, yeah, Siobhan Welch, I was saying, 27 years of age. It's funny how these years roll by. And his last stint before coming back to Jamaica in Indonesia, after spending some 3 years in Vietnam. So many of our players, or players in Jamaica, going to Vietnam for opportunities. Or can it be said that the Vietnamese clubs like the Jamaican players? Tafar Bygrave and Daniel Green both going there after their successful seasons last year. Janai Cunningham went for a trial there as well. And Walsh, as we said, spending some time in Vietnam. Good for cardio and players to get outside exposure. Well, he's looking to explore the boxes. Livingston.
Rushed that one, I think. Livingston. Only one thing on his mind. Didn't really give himself some time to make a quick decision. Ended up making it very easy for Benjamin Williams in the Portmore United goal as he watched that one blaze past.
Here's Walsh again. Into the box. Not the best pass. Broken up by Molynes. Game getting a bit more open. The two Nelsons link up. That will be a yellow card, I think, to Walsh. Yeah. Poor challenge.
Very, very clear one.
Just made it sure that the play couldn't continue. There's Siobhan Walsh.
Wasted free kick there by Molynes.
So was that goal kick, so it will be a throw to Molynes. Alex Marshall is up and getting warm now. Philip Williams probably eyeing a victory here.
I'm sure that's not a sight that Molynes United would like to see.
Long kick cleared by Rudolph Austin. Dennis. That's a bad pass by Jeremy Nelson. Very inaccurate. Asking a lot of Javon Brown. There's Marshall. He'll probably get about 15 minutes, you think, Cliché?
I think he could get even 2 and he could make an impact. That's how dangerous he is, Alex Marshall. But I do think he'll get around 50.
Rotating his squad well. Philip Williams realizing the importance of keeping them fresh for the playoffs. Well, keeping them fresh so that they can
get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Big game on the weekend against Cavalier.
Cavalier, yeah, what a match that is. Cavalier on top of the Premiership at the moment.
And I think even if they could escape this game with a 1-1 draw going into next week, I think he'll take that probably every day of the week. Of course, he'll want to win, but that's a good result for them.
Yeah, and they have some tough fixtures coming up in the Premier League. They have Cavalier, then after that Humble Lion, who sit in 5th position, and then Waterhouse, who are battling with them for that final playoff spot. Waterhouse in 7th position currently, and by the time they play Waterhouse, who knows what the standings will look like. So 3 really tough games, and then they close off with Molynes, who won't do them any favors, as you can see here. So a tough run of fixtures for Philip Williams and Portmore, and you can understand why he's the need to rotate his team.
I'm sure he's seeing that as playoff preparation.
Nicholas Nelson goes into the book as well for his challenge on Stephen Young. Here's Portmore. In the middle of the park is Alvanas Myers, who has a strike, and it's wide. So yeah, both Myers and Knight deployed in the midfield. A couple of seasons ago, we did see Alvanas Myers when he had the captain's armband playing in that defensive midfield role at times. Even though for the St. Lucian national team, a majority of the time at Portmore he plays right back. Here he is, good turn. That's asking way too much. St. Lucia winning all of their Nations League C matches and immediate promotion to League B. Big moment for them, first time. And a lot of the St. Lucian players, it was a decision from the St. Lucian Football Federation to send the players to Jamaica for further opportunity. The head coach Stern John and company, the Trinidadian top striker Stern John. And we've seen so many of them come, and they have said that it has enhanced their football as well. Obviously Jamaica with a stronger league than St. Lucia, and it has shown in their national results.
Molynes United on the attack here. They're preparing 3 substitutions as well.
Brown.
Hey, Twitter! Hey, go!
So Daniel Hardy there, getting ready. Wilson as well. The race has been run for Shanada Green. He's off. On for him. Sujay McBean. Shamaro Dennis is also off. There's McBean for Green. Yeah, Dennis also coming off. Daniel Hardy is on. And Rashawn Livingston also coming back, and Tyreek Wilson making an entrance. Tyreek Wilson has already scored twice in the league. Yet to score in the Lynk Cup. But yeah. Bean and Hardy yet to trouble the scorers, as we would say.
Down your line, me.
Free kick. Maya's fouled by the substitute. And he has a lot to say to Jeremy Nelson.
Seems as if Portmore have a couple of substitutions readying themselves as well.
We did say about 15 minutes. It's that point now. Marshall getting ready. You think the next time the ball goes out, he'll be on. Here is Rousseau. That's too hard, is it? Yeah, out of play. Harrison wanted to get the play going before the substitutions, but no. Lester Joseph is off. Time Shaw on. Lester Joseph, another one of the St. Lucians. And Alex Marshall is ready. Rashawn Thompson is off. Scored in the 3-2 win over Arnett Gardens, did Alex Marshall. And in the league, he's been in really good form. Already scoring 4 goals. Here he goes, Marshall. Knight. Did say Knight can shoot them from far, but his first touch is not the best. And he turns it over. Oh, that's a poor challenge there by Young. And yeah, it's a bit rash from the Portmore number 4. And he goes into the book.
It's been coming for Stephen Young.
Yeah, he's gone pretty long without getting it, eh?
He's been on the coattails of the Molynes attackers all game. Very aggressive defender.
Yeah.
Front foot, especially in this back 3 where he can afford to push up because of the added cover behind him. But, you know, eventually that aggression is going to cost, and it's cost a yellow card for him in this instance.
Yeah, there were 2, I would say, rash challenges early that I thought he could have gotten booked for, and he got away with it. But not this time. And Myers allows it to bounce and turns it over. Javon Brown on that talented left foot. Inside. Yeah, they give up a corner, do they? Portmore, yeah.
Would have Austin with the clearance there.
Into the area. The heads go up. Marshall battling with McBean. Under pressure. That's a foul on McBean. Tackle from behind. Free kick to Molynes in a dangerous position. I think this favors Javon Brown. The kind of angle suits a left footer. And this is his kind of range. He can score from here. Saw him score a blinder cutting in onto that left foot earlier this season too. From this kind of range.
At this very ground.
Well, it wasn't Brown. And it wasn't on target.
Yeah, only went for power in that instance. Tyreek Wilson.
Yeah, I'm surprised Wilson got the nod over Brown there. I like the left foot of Brown from that angle. Marshall looks to take on the defense line, does well. Marshall into the area, looping cross. It's going to be pretty deep. Myers, oh no, that's not the pass from Myers. Not really known for his creativity in the central position, Alphonsus Myers. And that pass didn't have the finesse. Oh, nice skill there. Hardy. Asking a lot on Rudolph Austin, who's arguably been the best player on the park today.
As he so often is, to be honest, since coming back to the league.
Yeah.
Very composed player, good on the ball as well. Usually makes the right decisions. We can't give him man of the match every week though, because you know there's other good performers as well.
I think he's only won one, maybe two for the season, Rudolph Austin, but more times than not, as you said, he's had a good game, but he's been very good today. But as I said, as usual, the defense line, they did concede, as you said, you know, but yeah, albeit the penalty spot, but the defenders have been good because Young has been good as well and has scored. Marshall, that's too heavy. Javon Brown. Talented family, Javon Brown. Actually has a brother who plays cricket for Jamaica. Recently made the Jamaica senior team. Carlos Brown from St. Catherine Cricket Club. That's the brother of Javon Brown. Made his debut in the regional 4-day championship just a couple of weeks ago Has been doing well in the local senior cup.
Well, that's a pro of
Does play football as well, Carlos, but just obviously not to this level as Javon.
As I want to say, that's the pro of having Chris Taylor on commentary. You learn so much about a multitude of sports.
I don't know about that. Here is Marshall to that left foot, but it was well blocked on this occasion. Again, Molynes putting bodies on the line. Marshall always enjoying his football. Winter doing some good work. Wilson, sorry. Time Shaw giving it up. Time Shaw out of that successful Manning Cup campaign for Jamaica College. Plays in that defensive midfield role for the Navy Blue, or the True Blue as they like to be called. Here is Shaw, not a bad pass, looking for Walsh. Way out of his area is Harrison in no man's land. Does well to win it and then shows off his skills as well.
Let's see if Williams here will do the same. He was calm.
Here is Brown. Brown, nice looking pass to Nelson. Nelson being watched by Rudolph Austin and pushed him wide was Rudolph Austin. That was good defending, but Nelson only a strike into the side netting.
Yeah, narrow angle. Didn't have much to work with. Rudolph Austin gave him no space, no time. Yeah.
And Benjamin Williams had it covered.
Yo, Melo!
Fan supporting for the Lynk Cup. Here is Molynes getting forward. Again, Rudolph Austin reads the play so well, and now he can drive his team out of the... Oh, well, is that a foul? I thought he was impeded. I thought he was blocked in his tracks from Nicholas Nelson. I mean, from Jeremy Nelson. Yeah. Didn't look to play the ball. It wasn't shoulder to shoulder. Look at this. Yeah, that's a definite foul. You can see the arm extending as well. Maybe looking not to have been booked.
Possibly.
Just about 4 minutes and stoppages. As we saw earlier this season, locked up 1-1. Portmore with Seagull Knight. Stephen Young, who's had a good game as well, battling away. Gawain Austin too has had a good game as well, very good, especially in the first half. Hasn't been called upon as much in the second. That's a deep ball. Will find Marshall. Marshall dangerous. Ooh, good skill, Marshall. Marshall to the back post, and there's the winner. Is it Alvinus Miles at the back post? And the St. Lucian could do no wrong. Alex Marshall on as an impact player and impacting in the best way possible, showing his skills onto his weaker right foot, or so they say, and found Alvinus Miles at the back post, who had a neat finish.
I said that he only needed around 2 minutes. He waited around 10. Alex Marshall showing his class here. Neat turn. Excellent cross. Alvinus Myers at the back post makes no mistake. But it all came from this. Sold Frankson a dream and then put in a dreamy cross. Alvinus Myers, brave header actually, has given Portmore United the lead. 2 substitutions. Philip Williams will be ecstatic with that. Molynes United, their defensive frailties once again showing up. And they've let another lead slip. This has been a problem from seasons past. And it's appeared again in the quarterfinals of the Lynk Cup first leg. Portmore United coming from behind, 2-1 up now. And that's surely the winner, 89th minute.
Alex Thomas will be saying there's still time to go in this one, and there is. But as you said, Molynes, as we spoke about, giving up points from winning positions. Do remember this is a 2-legged tie. So all is not lost, but this would be disappointing that they've given up the lead. And yeah, that move from Alex Marshall, special. Signed, sealed, delivered. And yeah, he had to do some. You'd have had to have done something very difficult to have missed from there, Alvinus Myers. And it's his first of the season, the St. Lucian. Anyhow, can they reply? Jason Wright. He's been in hot form this season. 9 goals on the season. Into the box, Jason Wright. Well defended, Emilio Rousseau.
I don't think he's been in the box enough for me in this game, Jason Wright. Operated a lot more dropped off or in and around the box.
We haven't called his name a lot, especially in the second half. They do have a corner though, Molynes.
And they do have a very good set piece taker in Javon Brown.
5 minutes expected in terms of stoppages. Brown, not bad. But Williams is better.
Very well claimed.
Portmore, what form they have been in. 4 wins out of their last 5 in the Premier League. In the league, yeah. And 5 minutes confirmed. And 5 minutes away from 3 in a row in the Lynk Cup. No team has won more knockout All-Ireland competitions than Portmore United, both themselves and Harbourview with 4 each. Competition that started in 1990 was last played in 2014, and now it's back. The link is on. Man of the match contender. Wow. Still thinking Rodolphe Austin, you know.
I would give honestly one of the back 3 of Portmore United.
It could be any of those 3. There's Stephen Young, who scored and played very well defensively. The only blemish would have to say would have been the yellow card, and Gawain Austin, although not much in the second half. Yeah, Stephen Young was very good, wasn't he? And he's actually been right in the thick of things, has Young. Rodolphe Austin, when you speak to him as well, he's pretty happy with passing over these kind of attributes to his other teammates, as there's a dangerous ball put in the area and away by Wilson.
I think I'd lean towards Stephen Young, you know.
Yeah, I think it's down to Young and Austin. And as Austin has said, he's quite happy to take a backseat, as he has done with the captain's armband. He wants to see his Portmore teammates rise to the occasion and improve, and he's doing that in a quiet way. So yeah, Young getting his 2nd goal of the season, and what a finish it was, just to get things started again for Portmore after going behind. And his defensive work, yeah, totally agree with you. I'll give him the nod.
But at the same time, we do have to big up the rest of the back three as well, because they all have been really good. Only really conceded
two Austins.
The two Austins as well.
Yeah.
Only really a small blemish on their clean sheet because of a bit of a mistake by their goalkeeper.
Yeah, by Williams.
Apart from that, they've nullified a Molynes attack that has been really good for majority of the season. Head injury here.
Yeah. 3 out of the 5 minutes have been completed. It will be a free kick for Molynes, is it? Yeah. Emile Rousseau, collision. He will be okay. Another one of those players in the Portmore team who has worn the captain's armband, had it on last season. Brown towards the back post. Too deep for Nelson. Into the area. Jason Wright! How did he miss? Was it Stephen Young? Putting himself on the line there. Young did well. And he forced the mistake out of Wright, putting him under pressure. How did he get in front of Molynes there? That was not the best defending from the Portmore number 16. You have to be closest to your goal and force Wright away, but it's Wright's intelligence and body positioning that was so good there. And with the form he is in, I thought that was going to be the equalizer. Kudos to Young for really getting in there and forcing Wright to scuff the attempt.
You could see
he
the
does seal it for you there.
You could see the celebration at the end as well.
Yeah.
Defender really loves the art of defending.
Young, who's come out of the Holland United camp, the man from Trelawney. Dwight Jeremiah, a lot to do with his development. Stephen Young. And he had a hard time the last season and a half, or the season before this one, where they experimented with him in quite a few positions and was making a lot of errors, but I think he's matured a lot as a player and learned it. And that's it. So 90 minutes complete. Portmore United with the winner, Alvinus Myers, to make it 2-1. Jeremy Nelson scored an excellent penalty from the spot to give Molynes the lead initially. Equalized by Stephen Young with his left-footed finish inside the area from a corner. And then Alvinus Myers, after the skill and trickery of Alex Marshall, bundling it over the line for a 2-1 win. Philip Williams, job done and dusted. Portmore United 2-1 winners over Molynes. Yeah, here we go. Molynes in their full yellow, coming forward early. Nicholas Nelson with the strike. Benjamin Williams well positioned. And yeah, kept themselves out of danger. Then Rudolph Austin with an acrobatic attempt, which was pretty tame and easy. Nicholas Nelson getting into the area. Right-footed shot across the area. Benjamin Williams handling well on that occasion, not allowing a second attempt. Javon Brown with the delivery, headed on by Nicholas Nelson again. And this was a strike from Taraj Andrews. Benjamin Williams, easy for him. Again, Portmore United, they would get into the box. Siobhan Walsh looking up, no help, went for the near post. And Harrison was equal to the task. Portmore coming into their own little by little. Then this attempt, Stephen Young with the assist. He thought to Jaheen Rose, but he was in an offside position. Then Nicholas Nelson with a pass here, would go for the rebound, got there before Williams, clumsy by Benjamin Williams, giving up a penalty. and his brother Jeremy would convert one of the best penalties we've seen this season. Excellent penalty into the far corner. Pace, precision and confidence, and Molynes would take that lead after just 57 minutes. But then this moment, a corner into the area, not cleared by Molynes fully. Portmore making it difficult. Header back into the box. Nicoy Gale. Walsh with a strike. It would come to Young, and he would make no mistake. With the left foot into the middle of the goal. 1-all. That was just 2 minutes later. Here the battle here. Nicoy Gale, the schoolboy. Good strength here. Walsh, who's been in hot form. And the rebound came to Stephen Young, who doubled his tally on the season. 1 in the league, 1 in the Lynk Cup. And the man from Trelawney making it 1-all after 59. Portmore right back into it. Wasn't he elated, Stephen Young? He had a top performance, a man of the match performance. Nicholas Nelson wanted to cause more damage, but his strike went into the side netting. And Portmore just kept coming forward. Alex Marshall onto the park. We spoke about the impact he could have. Look at this. Whoops! There you go. Right footed to the back post. And what a finish. Alvinus Myers' strength and concentration. But this bit of skill here. Oh, the confidence by Alex Marshall. Out of the picture was Frankson, and Myers, for his first of the season, he kept his eyes on it right through. Portmore 2-1 after 87 minutes. They get the win and take the lead into the second leg. A last opportunity for Molynes, Jason Wright, but look at that challenge from Stephen Young. A man of the match performance for their number 4. The full match statistics: 2-1 to Portmore, 14 shots, 4 on target from them. More on target from Molynes from 15 attempts, but they only found the back of the net once. 22 fouls. It was a pretty busy afternoon for Carl Terrell. 5 yellow cards shown, but both teams managed to keep 11 players on the park. 8 corners for Portmore, 6 to Molynes. Majority of the possession for Portmore. They take the advantage after the first leg. They defeat Molynes United by 2-1. Let's hear from our man of the match, the man from Trelawney, Stephen Young. He's with Legay.
Stephen Young, today's man of the match. Really good performance. You got the goal, your team got the win. How happy are you with your performance?
I mean, I'm really happy because it's 2 legs, so it's very important we go into the next leg with the advantage. So yeah, we're really happy at the moment.
I saw you score your goal, you celebrated, but also at the end of the game, your last ditch tackle, you celebrated that as well. Which one of those meant more to you?
I mean, I'm a defender, so the tackle will always feel better for me still, yeah.
Before the game and even throughout the season, you said you wanted to add more goals to your game. They haven't come through headers, but you scored 2 left-footed goals so far this season. Is that something that you're working on?
Yeah, of course, because I've been getting goals, so I've been working on the headers and also with my feet. So yeah, they're coming. Not with the part where I would like them to come far, but yeah, but they're coming.
All right, great performance, good win. Keep on pushing for the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
We will now be moving on to Alex Thomas, coach of Molynes United. Coach, your team took the lead. You ended up couldn't get the result. How do you feel about the performance overall?
Good performance, you know. This is the type of game that we expect in action and as a physical game from a good Portmore team. And you know, we're pleased, you know, going to the next leg.
In some aspects, they nullified a couple of the things that you like to do in attack really well. How do you think that they did that?
No, you know, the combination of JC Wright and Nicholas Nelson, you know, we did really well. They've been carrying the bulk all season. You know, as we said, the next leg will be very interesting.
Are you expecting to make any changes for that leg, or is there anything you saw from your team that you'd like to improve?
Definitely, you know, defensively we have to stick together, we have to defend as a team together, and there will be a lot of changes for the next game.
All right, thanks, coach. Best of luck for that second leg.
Thank you very much.
We're now moving on to the winning coach, Coach Philip Williams of Portmore United. Coach, it was a good win in the end. Your team persevered and you ended up getting that goal with 2 substitutions that you made.
Yeah, definitely. The substitution that we made today were quality substitution. Alex Marshall and the others, I mean, they took over the game in the end and got us the victory.
Is that something that you wanted to do, really hold back your trump card, so to speak, until the end of the game?
Not necessarily. pre-game interview, I told you that we had some rotation. We gave some youngsters time because this is our 5th game in a short period of time. So we have to rotate, and I mean the quality of the squad came to the fore today.
And now you have the Lynk Cup. You're going into the second leg against Molynes next week. Are you confident now that you have the lead going into that game that you will make it to the semi-finals?
I mean, we are always confident in our preparation and the quality of our team, but we came up against a good Molynes team tonight, and it was a good game to watch. I think both teams showed some amount of quality out there, tactical awareness, and it was a good game.
All right, coach, good win, good performance, and best of luck next week.
Yeah, man, thanks much.
Winning becoming a habit yet again for Portmore United. 3 wins in a row in the Lynk Cup. They defeat Molynes by 2-1. Tivoli Gardens in the earlier game with a 2-0 win over Dumbleholding, their first victory over Dumbleholding this season. Half of the quarter-final first legs are done and dusted. Tomorrow we look forward to Cavalier against Mount Pleasant, and Harbourview, the 4-time champions of the All-Ireland Knockout, coming up against the Chapelton Maroons. That will be tomorrow. Well, exciting action here at the Tony Spalding's Sports Complex in Arnett Gardens. The Lynk Cup, the Jamaican All-Ireland Knockout Football Competition is underway, and Portmore United defeating Molynes by 2-1. We look forward to the further action. Take care for now.